Hi, everybody. I wanted to get the word out there about our new Kickstarter. At the end of May, Indie PopCon is coming to Indianapolis, and we are trying to put up a couple of booths in their podcast alley. Head over to Kickstarter. You can go to tinyurl.com/nerdpopkick and check out what we have to offer for rewards, what all's going on, how much we need. We're most of the way to our goal already, but we'd love to have some more support and reach some stretch goals. So thank you for your support and your time, and we will talk to you real soon.
You better button your brain, you're in the nerds domain. Come on in, it's about to begin.
Welcome to the Nerds Domain podcast. In these episodes, we discuss a movie from the Criterion Collection. What is the Criterion Collection? The Criterion Collection is a continuing series of important classic and contemporary films on home video. Four average nerds watch a classic movie and discuss what they like and don't like.
Hi, everybody. And this week it's Pygmalion. So I've got Jestin and Shirley with me who watched the movie. And John, who is a slacker. Yep. A giant slacker. We're going to call him out again. And now that we're on the podcast. We're probably going to call him out on some Masks episodes and maybe a Lego episode. The immediate movie review of the Lego.
Why the Masks episode?
Because we're all recording on the same night, so I'm going to keep telling everybody they're slacker. So we watched Pygmalion, the 1936 version?
Sounds right. It was black and white.
Black and white. It was a British movie. So, Jesse, what'd you think of Pygmalion? Give me a brief
summary?
A brief summary. Not the one you gave earlier.
Okay. A high up jerk finds a street girl who sells flowers, who has a horrible accent.
Cockney accent.
Like I said, horrible.
I apologize to our listeners.
That is not the big guy's
I believe
own words.
I believe the words you're looking for is thick.
I think he used mongrel. But
well, do you want to be that jerk?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. No. Anyway, though, he decides it's like I don't really know if it was a bet because they were both trying to help.
Yeah, it was a bet.
Was it a bet?
Yeah.
To see if he could pass this girl off as a
Duchess.
Yeah. Of
another country.
Kazakhstan was it?
I don't remember honestly.
Yeah, it was a country.
Is that
it's basically the whole movie. He's a jerk. It has a surprisingly dark ending. I really enjoyed it. He's a linguist.
He's a phoneticist.
Phoneticist.
Which is honestly a linguist that focuses on access.
Yeah.
So this professor, he is a professor.
Oh yeah.
This phonetics professor finds his friend this guy from India, who's also English, who's also a linguist. And they are big fans of each other's work. They run into each other while he meets while he's observing this Cockney-speaking woman. They take a bet when she comes. She shows up to get him to help her learn how to speak better. Enunciate.
Well,
Yes.
But
Yeah. And then there's a bet, and she passes off in front of one of this man's most important students.
Yeah.
As a Dane.
Actually, she was a princess.
Yes, from
wherever he was
Hungary.
from.
Yeah, from his place because only his country could produce.
Of course. No, I mean that makes sense. I mean only Hungary could. Yeah. And that, I mean, honestly, it doesn't have a bad ending, but then the movie's about teaching this jerk, and you're right, he is a jerk, about treating other people better. I mean, that's really what the whole point of the movie is. So.
Isn't there a love story in there?
Yeah, sort of.
It's really underplayed.
It's not underplayed. It's very British.
So,
Yeah,
it's British in that you don't outwardly just show your emotions.
Yeah,
It's very reserved.
I'm curious now. I'm going to go to the Wikipedia and look at My Fair Lady, which is the version of the story I'm more familiar with.
Well, it differs in My Fair Lady. It differs from My Fair Lady in that, which I know both of them really well. My Fair Lady is one of my favorite movies. That the story is the same, but with My Fair Lady, they added another scene which is the horse racing scene. They didn't have that in Pygmalion, and when you come up, like I love My Fair Lady, I love that musical style, and every time that it came up to a part in the script, because the script is basically the same, and the script that a musical number is supposed to start, I'm like, yeah, and go, and sing the song, and there's no song. But the background noise, or the background music, sorry, not the background noise, but the background music in Pygmalion, I think they took some of that and took it into My Fair Lady, because maybe the musical score, because the music made me think, okay, here comes that musical number.
That would make sense that they would still.
Yeah, they would use that score. So.
I've never seen My Fair Lady. I have a question.
Okay.
Pygmalion is a movie based on a play.
Right.
Then they made that movie into a play, and that's why My Fair Lady is a movie of the play of the movie of the play.
Are you sure? That's not what I read.
I think so, isn't it? That's what I wasn't sure of.
Johnny has the Wikipedia.
What does it say?
My Fair Lady is a 1964 musical film adaptation of the Lerner and Loewe stage musical of the same name, based on the 1938 film adaptation of the original stage play Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw.
So he's correct.
You are correct.
Yeah. So that means we should be having a play here soon that's on the movie of
The
My
play
Fair
is-
Lady.
It would have to be a
The
super.
play is always
Well,
running
My Fair
somehow.
Lady.
Well, no, I'm
is
saying
the
like
movie.
if they rework
in
it,
the logical sense, the next thing that needs to be done is a play.
right?
Someone
And if
will
Yes.
adapt a play to
and-
modern era.
and when they adapt it, it'll be super dark and gritty because that's modern era. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this one was kind of
It was a little dark.
Why?
the ending.
Why?
Cause
No, listen to this alternate ending. I
Okay.
like this. So
Okay.
hold on.
Alternate
So the
ending.
ending. Let's tell them how the ending actually
Okay.
works. So the ending is they get done at this party where they passed off the young lady as a princess,
Liza.
not even
Not even a duchess.
but a full-on princess.
Yeah.
They come back and she's like, "Okay, I was your experiment, so now what?" And
What do I do with
and the
my
jerk is
life?
like, "Well, you could stay, you could go, whatever. It's up to you." And it's very dismissive. And the other gentleman whose house it is not is like, "Oh, well, it'll be sad to
Pickering.
see you, Colonel
Pickering.
Pickering. It'll be sad to see you go. We'll miss you." And he has a very friendly relationship with the young lady. Rapport, yes. And so she leaves, and then she comes back and yells at him a lot. Yells at the jerk and
Henry
Higgins, and essentially tells him that the reason that she's in love with him, but the reason that she actually likes Pickering and just loves him is because Pickering has always treated her like a lady, and he's always been a dick.
But she never uses the word love. I don't think love ever
No.
comes out.
That's
in
because
the
it's
movie.
British.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jesse.
Everything towards that last few minutes goes to show that last scene never actually happened. It is what he wanted to have happen. It is what would have what he imagined her opening the door and
So
saying it.
do you
They
think
just-
that
she
it
went
might
off on
have
the
been
street, she went-
a dream sequence?
Pretty much, yes. A hallucination almost.
Right.
Yeah, Shirley loves dream sequences lately.
Oh my gosh. So what the heck? Oh, never mind.
Shirley,
We'll just talk about that
no,
later.
that's okay. Shirley dragged me through. No,
Yeah, dude,
I-
you're the one that got them.
I suggested that we read the Twilight series together, and by
Oh,
read
yeah.
together I mean I would read it to her. We got about halfway through the first book, and it was dragging out because we don't do it very often, and so we decided to watch the movies instead. And I'm not sure if you guys have read the Twilight books.
No.
2 of them.
Okay, so the last one,
Just the middle one.
just so you know, the last one is Alice comes out, Aro touches her hand, and sees what's going to happen. Well, in the movie, it's a dream sequence, which I think it is in the book too. It's been a while, long enough.
Touches
Um,
her hand.
Because Arrow's the
Head
prince,
Eagles, yeah.
right? Yeah, he touches it and sees all that, but in the book, I don't believe it's described.
Oh yeah, no. So she touches it, and then Carlisle comes out, and he's dead, and then they kill Jasper, and
Right? They
things happen.
show.
Yeah, and it's just, and we're like, oh god, and I'm like, I don't remember how this ends. I don't remember how this ends. Was there a fight? I don't remember there was a fight. And then just as Arrow dies in that dream sequence, it stops, and she goes, and now you'll see.
And
Now you
the
see what.
camera pulls away from Alice, and
Yeah.
it's her still touching his
And
hand.
she's like, now you see what will
I'm
happen.
like, what?
And yeah, so that I mean,
Well, But again, it's the difference between a book and a movie. A book has to tell you things in words.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
And it
I
was
mean,
more dramatic.
this was
versus-
very powerful. I mean, it was very powerful
Sure.
to watch the whole thing and watch these characters that you fall in love with over the last 4 movies. This being the
And
5th.
the thing is,
fallen in love with.
yeah,
actually,
it is an amazing
Go ahead.
story
Go ahead.
for what
No,
it is.
You're a brony. I'm a
Yeah.
Twihard. That's fine.
Okay. As
I'm
long as you
not.
admit it. As long as you-
Twihard is what we call people who enjoy Twilight. There are plenty of things about Twilight that are bad, like the writing. But the characters, especially in the movie, Tyler Lautner, who plays Jacob, is very likable.
Mhm.
His character is really good. I liked everybody but Kristen Stewart. She's very wooden and not good. And she gets better in the second, third, and everything but the first movie. She gets better.
But the thing is, like, even in, we're like way getting off topic.
That's okay.
But even
Keep going.
in Snow White and the Huntsman, she's very rigid. Like, that
Yeah.
is her emotional take. That's how she is. And I think that's why you don't like Nicolas Cage. Because he
What,
has
as a
the
bad
same
actor?
No, he
No.
has all ranges of emotion.
Yeah, Nicolas
Oh.
Cage does not bring his emotions in.
He is silly putty in your hand.
It's in his eyes, and I think it's the same way with Kristen Stewart.
The
I
problem
see
I have with
similarities there.
Nicolas Cage is he's a terrible actor.
No, it's not. He's not.
I'm not saying he hasn't been in good movies.
To tonight. from Kick-Ass.
Face
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Actually, I like him in Kick-Ass because he's supposed to be one, and he is.
Yeah.
He's emotionally damaged.
Okay, I would call him wooden, but that's semantics, choice of words.
Okay, but yes,
Anyway,
I think the
so
ending
let's get
is,
back to Pygmalion.
I think
So-
the ending is she walks out the door. She has no reason to go back. In her point of view, for her motivation, there's no reason for her
Right.
to ever step foot in there again.
What if
after
she loved
he
him?
said.
Isn't that a reason?
Not with the way it ended. I don't think so. She might have went back eventually, but not right away.
Well,
Not
Right.
basically
So-
just turn right around and come right back.
Didn't like the scene sequence? She ran out. She jumped in Freddy's car.
Yeah.
And it like went through that fast 30 style where it goes from scene to scene and it shows her doing like it. She left and it showed something else after that, and then all of a sudden it showed her like coming back in. But I understand because it's from one night to the next day.
Yeah. And I still think there was more. I think the motivation was with her to wind up with
Freddie.
what's his face? Yeah, Freddie. And her father's middle class now, whether he wants to be or not, which I thought was an interesting
Yeah. that
story
was
twist.
Weird.
I like the way that they did. I don't like the actor that played her father in this
Oh,
one.
really?
I mean, no. Okay, I don't like the way he acted the part. He was a really good actor. Freddie was annoying, but in My Fair Lady, Freddie is very much more. You appreciate him a little more. He's not so ditzy. And her father,
Innocent.
the actor in My Fair Lady that plays her father, he's amazing. He's just, I mean, he nails.
Yeah, again, I don't have that relation.
Yeah.
I've never watched my friend.
Well, I suggest.
Might
It's
in
my
the future,
suggestion that you watch it because it's really, really good.
So did you guys pick up on all the things from this movie that have hip hop culture?
Let's go.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plains.
Yes.
There was another saying that she said. With the H's.
And Hartford, Hereford, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's partly over Brooklyn.
I've heard that one before. There was a lot of stuff in this that is clearly seeped into, and I'm not sure if it's from this or from My Fair Lady or the play and musical, since there's
I think it's all
Yeah.
mishmash.
The whole talking with marbles in your mouth also.
yeah.
Well,
What do you mean
But-
talking with marbles?
They put marbles in her mouth and made her talk.
No, I understand that, but you're saying
Yeah,
it
it's
has
in
something to do
it's
with
in
hip-hop
other
culture?
movies. It's typically
it
parodied,
was
but
stolen
yeah.
from
I'm
Or
curious.
borrowed.
This in pop culture thing, did it exist before Seth Rogen parodied this storyline in Family Guy?
I would assume so. I
Oh,
grew
'cause I
up
couldn't-
with the rain in Spain falls mainly in the
Actually,
plains.
there
Yeah.
is a movie
Or not
that
Seth Rogen,
Rachel,
What's his name? Farland.
what's her name? Rachel. She's got really short brown hair. She was really popular for a while with Freddie Prinze.
Rachel Weisz. No, Rachel.
No, Rachel.
Rachel. She was in all that. She's
Rachel
all that.
Ray.
She's all that.
Rachel Ray.
Rachel. I'm out of
She
Rachel.
was in.
She was
She's all that. Maybe that's it. She's all that.
Yeah.
The one where she's in the movie with Freddie Prinze is very much My Fair Lady story or
It's a
Pygmalion
direct
story.
Yeah, that's a direct.
Pretty great. He was in the Scooby-Doo movies, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
Okay. Yeah.
And ironically, so that is a very Pygmalion, My Fair Lady movie. We then immediately went and watched Trading Places, which I think is also a very Pygmalion, My Fair Lady.
Which
It
Trading
pulls-
Places is
Dan Aykroyd and
yes.
Eddie Murphy. Dan Aykroyd is a rich
Oh yeah.
broker,
Yeah, I can see that.
and Eddie Murphy's poor, and they switch spots, and it's all about a bet. And it's not an exact replica,
No,
but
but
it
it
still
is,
grabs a
because
lot of
it's
those same concepts.
yeah, it totally is a Nintendo not ripping
adaptation.
off adaptation of the story.
It could also be an influence of most of those, like the twin, one's
I
royalty
just-
and
I
one's
don't-
not. There's a lot of
I mean,
likeness
have you
differences.
guys read, have
Yeah.
you read that?
What?
Anywhere that Trading Places is
I haven't,
a small
but
adaptation.
I have.
Because I don't. Oh,
I-
you
I-
have.
Oh,
I-
Oh,
okay.
I forget.
Because
It
I
came up
just
in one of
don't-
my.
I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Well, I mean, it's loose. Like it's
Very loose, yeah.
It's they said, ooh, this is
They're
cool.
like,
This
oh,
I
hey, there's
Yeah.
two rich white guys, and
Instead of
can
a
mess with these people's
translation,
lives.
it's more of an inspired by.
yeah,
Mhm.
and an inspiration point. It's like the bet between the two rich white
Yeah.
guys, and then the changing of the two lives in Trading Places. The two characters who are the victims or the subject
Right.
matter come out ahead, and the rich people fall down.
Shirley had never seen it, and I had
Yeah.
never seen it not on TBS.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
It is without all the edits.
Yeah.
And Rachel Lee Cook was the person
Yes.
who were trying to come up with. Which, oddly enough, I forgot Paul Walker was in.
Yeah.
She's All That.
You know what else Paul Walker was in?
A lot of things.
Timeline.
Don't touch me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard the film sack. I never
They film
watched the
sacked
movie.
did they? I need to listen to that because I absolutely adored the book, and then I watched the movie. It's like, oh
Timeline?
god, that is horrendous. Yeah, the
Really?
book is awesome. It is
thing
one of the
is,
top books I've read. All
You
Michael
should
Crichton books are
know,
better
you
books.
should know. Like, if you're ever going to watch a
Interesting.
movie that's adapted from a book, it's not
No,
going to be good.
I agree with that.
Ever.
There is a difference between taking it in a different direction and absolutely butchering it.
Have you
Right.
seen? Have you read The Sphere?
No, I haven't.
I highly
that
suggest.
is one.
I
about the
highly
only one I haven't
suggest.
read yet.
I highly suggest you read The Sphere. Then I highly suggest you never watch the movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
see,
watch
that's-
the movie first because I love The Sphere.
Well-
It is crazy, creepy, like scary.
It's way better in the book.
See, that's
Well, I know the book will probably be way better.
The book
But
gave me nightmares.
Oh.
Oh.
see,
Jurassic Park. You guys have seen Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
Have you read Jurassic Park?
no.
That is a good translation of a book to a movie,
Right.
Yeah.
even though it's still almost a
Yeah.
completely different story. Different characters survive. Different
Do
characters
you have
die.
that
The
book?
timeline is
But
nothing
you have
like
that
the
book
book at
No,
all.
I
They
have.
take the science out
I
of
borrowed
it.
the book.
Yeah.
I borrowed the
That
book
kind of
from the
stinks,
library.
though. See,
Yeah.
I
it's
have
like all the things you love about the book.
two.
You're wanting to see it on screen.
Yeah.
And just like I love Anne Rice. I love the imageries that she uses, and in her the Vampire Lestat and
Yeah.
Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned was actually 3 books all put together, and it skipped so much that was
Yeah,
in
I
the
didn't-
books. I was just like,
I
but
didn't
what
even
about
watch
this
that
part?
one.
I
I
want to
was-
see this.
I was so disappointed in Interview with the Vampire. I completely skipped Queen of the Day.
Yeah.
See, I liked Interview with the Vampire, but I've not read the books.
Yeah.
I did the other way too. I watched the movie, then read the books.
I
Thought
really
the
think
movie
that
was okay.
I think the acting in the movie is really well done.
Yeah.
But I guess if you butcher the story enough that it sets it off, I can understand why that would be
It changed
frustrating.
tone and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, but The Hobbit is a good translation because all he's doing is adding. Even though I complained about the second because he's adding too much, but he's just adding. He's not really removing anything. It's still there.
Okay.
But anyway, back to Pygmalion.
So clearly we're talking about adaptations.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were still on track.
So can you guys think of anything else that would have come out of the movie that has entered like the social consciousness?
Slightly.
Sure.
Oh, it's not gonna
The leading lady looked almost exactly like the person I know. And that really threw me off through the movie because I kept picturing the person I know put in that situation.
Yeah, that's not really the social
I didn't-
consciousness.
Well, just it
I
reminded
don't
me.
know if I was just used to Katharine Hepburn, being in there.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn being in, seeing that face, but she was just whoever the actress was in Pygmalion. I can't remember her name. I was just like, she doesn't even fit this role. Like, it doesn't look like she should be doing this.
Did you guys notice the cuts in the clips?
Oh
No.
yeah.
There were a couple of spots,
Yeah.
especially when she was at the tea party, where it was clear that some film had been well preserved and other parts of it had not. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Because the audio track changed and like lost the background music, and the actual visual changed, and it looked like they'd been remastered and done what they could, but there's only so much you can do when the film's no good.
What else pop culture?
I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there's something else.
Yeah.
I think the Cockney accent as a whole, as treated by movies and TV, I think came from this. Because if you look at something where you have someone speaking that in that accent, they're usually treated as poor and
It's a lot like the Southern accent here in America.
yeah. Or even the Cajun accent.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Cajuns can be smooth and charming. I've not seen it.
And then there's Waterboy.
I said it can be.
Yeah.
But it's still a Southern
but,
accent. And the Cockney accent, I've not seen a smooth, charming Cockney accent.
Yeah.
Other than perhaps Michael Caine. But that's his natural accent. He's acting, so he's not.
And he's just kind of smooth
Yeah.
by himself. So yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
So having seen both of these, Shirley, you've seen both now.
Mhm.
Have you seen both, Jesse? No. Would you suggest going and watching? Would you watch this or My Fair Lady first if you're going to watch both?
I mean, if I had to do it all over again and I would want somebody to suggest it to me, I would say watch Pygmalion first and then My Fair Lady.
Would
Just
you-
watch them in the order that they were created.
Would you suggest that people watch both? Is it worth watching the other one, or is it enough of the same story to just watch one?
Oh, they're both exactly the same story.
So
There's just like in My Fair Lady, if you like musicals, you're going to love My Fair Lady if you like the story. If you like, okay, and then that's it.
if you like what?
If you like the story of My Fair Lady or Pygmalion, you're going to like and you like musicals, you're definitely going to love My Fair Lady.
Sounds like I need to watch it because I do like a good musical. I enjoyed this movie.
Okay. So
And the added scene in My Fair Lady is just
Jesse, are you going to go try and watch My Fair Lady if it comes across? You can watch it.
Yes, I wouldn't necessarily seek it out, but if I was to stumble across it as suggested on Netflix or something, I could.
Okay, Johnny, now that you haven't watched Pygmalion because you're a slacker, see how I worked that in there? Do you want to go back and watch it? Is this something that interests you?
Actually, I do just from a completionist standpoint because the class that I was made familiar with was my Arthurian Legends class, Arthurian Literature class. We were comparing cultures, so we went from Greek mythology to English mythology, and then we watched My Fair Lady.
Oh, okay.
Because it was English with Greek anchors, roots. That's the word.
I forgot about that, but a lot of the scenes did have the old classic Greek architecture in them and stuff too. I noticed that a lot. The pillars and
that was I was on Wikipedia just digging deeper to see if I could find any more references. But yeah, that's mentioned on the Wikipedia article as something that was important to George Bernard Shaw, who wrote the play.
Which in this one is only called George Shaw.
Oh.
There's no Bernard in it for some. I mean, it's George Bernard Shaw, but for some reason that's.
I'm guessing there's other Shaws now.
he wasn't quite to the rank of Green name yet. So he was just like one of his early ones, maybe.
Although something interesting that I read in the Wikipedia is the quote-unquote happy ending of Eliza coming back to Higgins was not what he intended. He wanted her to walk away.
Really?
Yeah, I really got that feeling because it was no reason for her to come back. It was,
other than he'd ruined her for the life of a poor woman. Not rich, So, anyway.
The only other thing that I wanted to say is that it was clear to me there were a couple of times when the setting, where the sets, it was clear that there was a backdrop.
Oh, sure.
The very opening where they're on that busy street, there comes a point where, one, you're not seeing anybody moving in the background anymore, but it is clearly a painting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's also, this is 1938, again, off the Wikipedia, that this film was made in 1938, so, and an adaptation of a stage play. So those two factors, that was a thing that they did was backdrops. And then the fact it was a stage play, people were used to seeing it on stage.
Well, and
so it translated well to film in that time.
My thought process was more like I can see the age of the film.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's the way.
Yeah.
Like
Back then, it was expected to allude to the play. Nowadays, it looks like a glaring problem for us.
Yeah. So, all right. So Jesse, what do you give it?
I give it 4 out of 5. I'm glad I watched it. I would have enjoyed watching it even if it wasn't watching it for this particular podcast. I don't think I ever would have, but I'm glad I did.
So 1938. Did you feel it was moving slow? 36. 38.
No, I didn't even think it was moving slow for a modern film. It had a decent pace to it.
Okay. What did you think, Shirley?
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
The musical was better.
Yeah.
I do
Was it
like
10 out of 5?
the musical. So I would also give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's worth watching. It's a kind of a classic story. I mean, beyond just the Greek mythology.
It is a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
It's just kind of a retelling of that same thing, and it's clearly in the social consciousness if they're going to remake it again and again.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't remade it again since that's what we do now.
I would like to see a remake made of the original story. I want to see what it was like in the Greek theme.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
A guy who's a sculptor longs for a wife, can't find one. I don't remember why, but he can't find a wife, so he carves a statue, and Aphrodite brings it to life. I don't remember exactly how that translates now.
It is
Kind of a large grasping of straws for teaching somebody a language.
It is retold in the Hercules animated series.
Yes.
There was an episode.
Yeah.
Where Galatea is brought to life.
I believe they also did it in Xena and
they may
Sword
have.
of Hercules.
Yeah,
I've been
I
wanting to
forget which
rewatch
one
the
of
animated
those.
series anyway. It's
So
a good excuse to do it now.
So yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. I really think that it's something worth checking out. It moved pretty quick. I think it moved really, really fast and kept me interested. So I don't see why anybody wouldn't at least give this a try. So I think that does it. What do we want to watch next, guys?
But what is on our list of what we are watching next, Matt? Since you make all the decisions.
Dillinger is dead.
I
I vote for that one.
How about a punch in the nose? That sounds like that's what you want to watch.
Oh, so, I got we're doing Dystopia Rising, the LARP,
Oh yeah.
and I got my Nerf gun for it.
Oh cool.
So Matt is like, we should do an adaptation of Dillinger is Dead.
like a 10-minute
We should
adaptation.
do
Yeah.
That would actually be watchable in 10 minutes. And then again,
He's like,
Who's going to do the hand dance? That was a very pivotal part of the movie.
oh yeah,
my
we were going to
God.
film it here. I was going to be like cooking on a stove for a couple minutes. And I'd walk
Oh,
over and I'd pick up my gun.
oh, that would be awesome.
And I would
Change the
paint
roles.
it.
Yeah.
So,
And then she could nerf me to death.
Yeah.
I Nerf gun.
And then what did we decide? Oh, for the
Oh,
we-
the swimming.
we would get a boat and put it in the tub
In
and
the
then
tub.
throw like a little
Lego
G.I. Joe.
guy,
Yeah.
Somebody in there.
That would be totally awesome. I would be on that project.
So next we're watching Rashomon. Welcome back to Samurai Movies. Rashomon is Rashomon is Akira Kurosawa's better than Seven Samurai movie. I know. Seven Samurai was good, but Rashomon is supposed to be better. So
it's been a while. My palate's been cleansed. I like samurai movies.
Alright, just join us next time for Rashomon.
Rashomon. We will talk to you
Rashomon.
guys later.
And that's it tonight for us on the Nerds Domain podcast. You can always send us an email at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Matt is at Quiet, Scott is at @BigDaddyT_, Johnny is at FoolsMask, Justin is at J_Kimmett, and Shirley is at SNED70, or the website at Nerds Domain. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdsdomain. We want to thank John Shop for our music. If you'd like to help us out, head over to the website and buy something through our Amazon link. It's the same price you always pay, but a little bit comes back to us. If you enjoy our podcast, we encourage you to give us a review on iTunes and let us know what you think. We also have t-shirts available over at slashloot.com at tinyurl.com/ndshirts. We'll talk to you real soon.